are not too far off from a release of Luocha or however you want to say his name in Honkai Star Rail. Now, my biggest thing about Luocha is that he's going to be another healer, but we want to know how good of a healer he's actually going to be. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about how to grind for him, and then of course, how to build him. So what is going on, my dudes? Natasha here, back again with another Honkai Star Rail video. And of course, if you guys like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really does help. And don't forget to comment. Would love to hear you guys' opinions on this, but without any further delay, let's go ahead and get right into it. Big shout out to Star Rail Station for making this site because this thing is absolutely awesome. Now, of course, as you see right here, we have Luocha and his details. He is going to be part of the Abundance Path, and he is going to be imaginary element, which is really cool because we don't have a lot of imaginary characters in there, I guess. Really, it's Welt and I think I can't remember who else, but that doesn't matter right now. The point is, here's what you're going to need to level him up from level 1 to level 80. You're going to need about 308 of these credits here, or 308,000. And then, of course, as you see here, we have these artifacts modules, which you're going to need 15 of them. And of course, the sources of where you could get them, simulated universe. It's basically an overworld enemy drop that you can get. So there's that for you. Now, of course, we also have the artifacts as cogwheels, which are the more evolved form of this item. You need 3 of them to make these artifacts cogwheels, and you're going to need 15 in total, which is a decent amount. And then, of course, we have the artifacts as Gyra Heart. Is that what it's called? But anyways, you're going to need 15 of these, and you're going to need 3 of these artifacts cogwheels to make 1 of the artifacts Gyra Hearts. And then, of course, you're going to need 65 golden crowns of the past shadow, which you could get from the, which boss is this? The Stagnant Shadow Backwater Pass. So you're going to need well, not boss, but you're going to need to face that battle to get 65 of those. Now, I believe it's like once you get to level 60 or in your Trailblazer level, the amount that you get is up to 3. So you just divide, I think it's 3 or 4 actually. So divide 65 by 3 or 4. You probably have to run it, I don't know, like 30 plus times. So, but I believe it's more apparent that you get the 4, so it's gonna be less than that. It is a grind though, so be ready for that. Now let's go ahead and first talk about the abilities as you see here, because this is something that we need to take into consideration, and then we'll talk about what you're going to need to level them all up. So first things first, your basic attack. Thorns of the Abyss deals imaginary damage equal to 130% of Luocha's attack to a single enemy. Now this is leveled up all the way to level 9, so in case you're wondering why it's so high, that is exactly why. For the basic attack, you're going to need 240 credits. You're going to need 3 of these Seeds of Abundance, which you get from the Backwater Pass calcs. You're going to need 8 of the evolved version of that, the Sprout of Life, which you need 3 of the Abundance to make that. And you're going to need 8 in total. And then from these Sprouts of Life, you're going to need 11 of these Flowers of Eternity, which the Sprouts of Life, you need 3 of those to make a Flower of Eternity, and you can get those from the calcs Backwater Pass as well. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these. Again, the artifacts modules, you're going to need 6 in total for this to level it up in the traces. You're going to need 7 of these artifacts cogwheels, and you're going to need 7 of the artifacts Gyra Hearts. So add those from the previous total, what you're going to need from level 1 to level 80, and you have how many of those you're going to need. Now again, this is just to level it up all the way in your traces. So understand that yes, it's a grind, but there's a reason for that. Now, the skill, Prayer of the Abyss Flower, right? Prayer of the Abyss Flower, after using its skill, Luocha immediately restores the target ally's HP equal to 70% of Luocha's attack plus 1,025, which is a good amount actually. Meanwhile, Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower. When any ally's HP percentage drops to 50% or lower, an effect equivalent to Luocha's skill will immediately be triggered and applied to this ally for 1 time without consuming skill points. This effect can be triggered again after 2 turns. So not only are you healing initially, but when your character goes below 50%, or 50% or lower, they get that same skill to happen again without any skill point usage, which is crazy because you're gonna need to use your skill a lot in general. So what's really cool about this, and this is just a side thing for me, I've noticed that for me when I'm battling with Bailu, I only need to use her skill once every 3 turns if desperately, and that's because I get her burst. Now with this, it's every 2 turns and you can heal. That's freaking amazing. That's not including what you get from your skill anyway, it's just for when it triggers. Now, to level up the skill from 1 to level 6, you're gonna need 65,000 credits. You're gonna need 9 of these artifacts modules. You're going to need 3 of the Seeds of Abundance. You're gonna need 15 of the Sprouts of Life and 13 of the artifacts cogwheels. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ultimate here. Let me go ahead and move my body here. Boop. There we go. Now, Death Wish here is an AoE thing that costs 100 energy costs. Remove 1 buff from all enemies and deals imaginary damage equal to 240% of Luocha's attack to all enemies. Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower, which we're going to get into what Abyss Flower is here in just a moment. But being able to remove 1 buff from the ally is or not ally, but from the enemy is absolutely bonkers to me and is fantastic. Now to level this up from level 1 to level 6, you're gonna need 67,500, and then you're gonna need 9 of the artifacts modules, 3 of the Seeds of Abundance, 15 of the Sprouts of Life, and 15 of the artifacts cogwheels. Now, this is also not including what we're gonna talk about in the next section too, so be ready for that. Now, let's move on to the talent, talent? Yeah, talent. We're gonna talk about the talent now. Now, the talent is where the Abyss Flower is coming into play, the Circle of Life. When Abyss Flower reaches 2 stacks, Luocha consumes all stacks of Abyss Flower to deploy a field against the enemy. When any enemy in the field is attacked by an ally, the attacking ally's HP is immediately restored by an amount equal to 21% of Luocha's attack plus 308. This field effect lasts for 2 turns. When Luocha is locked down, the field will be dispelled. Now, granted, you're gonna lose that field if Luocha goes down, but if you're running him with, let's say, a preservation character like, you know, Fire Trailblazer, you don't have to worry about that too much. And that's pretty freaking insane to be able to do that. Now, to level up from 1 to 10, again, same thing as we talked about before. 67,500 credits, 9 of the artifacts modules, 3 of the Seeds of Abundance, 15 of the Sprouts of Life, and 13 artifacts cogwheels. Now, let's talk about Mercy of a Fool, which is the technique. After the technique is used, the talent will be immediately triggered at the start of the next battle, which means that you already get Cycle of Life at the beginning. This is gonna be crucial for stuff like Simulated Universe because that's just really, really good in general, and I love it. Now, what we were talking about earlier is that we have these extra things that'll go towards, you know, your traces. These are the extra traces that you're going to be paying for, and that's why we talk about level 1 through level 6. Ascension 4, you're going to need 20,000 credits, 5 of these, 5 Seeds of Abundance, 1 of these, which is the Tracks of Destiny, and 1 of the Guardian's Lament. This is when an enemy in the field is attacked by an ally, all allies except the attacker restore HP equal to 7% of Luocha's attack plus 93%, which is freaking awesome. Ascension 2, 160,000 credits, 8 of these Flower of Eternities. We need 1 Tracks of Destiny, and of course, 1 of these Guardian's Lament. Now, with this one, the chance to resist crowd control debuffs increases by 70%, which is big. And then of course, the Cleansing Ritual one, you're gonna need 5,000 more credits, 3 Seeds of Abundance, and 1 Guardian Lament. When the skill's effect is triggered, removes 1 debuff from the target ally. And of course, you get these extra ones with 2,500 and 2, what was it? The Abundance? Artifacts modules, that's what it was. And then this last one at level 80, you're gonna need 160,000 credits, 8 of these Flowers of Eternity, and 8 Artifacts Grey Hearts. This is just to boost your attack by 8%. Now, we've already talked about the skills and why Luocha is going to be really good, so let's talk really quick about some of the things that are going to work really, really well with him. Starting with his Light Cone, as you see right here. This Light Cone obviously will work for him. Increase the wearer's attack by 24%. After the wearer uses an attack For each different enemy target the wearer hits, regenerates 3 energy. Each attack can regenerate energy up to 3 times this way. After the wearer uses their ultimate, all allies gain 12 speed for 1 turn. This is really good. However, this might not be his best bet. And the reason why I say that is because I think that Bailu's actually works better for him. Now, Bailu's time waits for no one, increases the wearer's max HP by 18% and outgoing healing by 12%. When the wearer heals allies, record the amount of outgoing healing. When an ally launches an attack, a random attacked enemy takes additional damage equal to 36% of the recorded outgoing healing value. This type of the type of this additional damage is the same type as the wearer. The additional damage is not affected by other buffs. It can only occur once per turn. Now, this I think is better only because of healing, but you can say that this one will be better because you're increasing the attack of Luocha, which Luocha's healing is based off of attack, so you can kind of go either way with these two. We do have this one, the Shared Feeling, increases the wearer's outgoing healing by 10%. When using skill, regenerates 2 energy to all allies. And you could also use Warmth, shortens Cold Nights, increase the wearer's max HP by 60%. When using basic attack or skill, restores all allies' HP by the equal amount of 2% of their respective max healing. And if somehow you need a free-to-play light code, we got this one, the Abundance one, which is called Cornucopia. When the wearer uses a skill or ultimate, their outgoing healing increases by 12%, which works really well with Luocha, so there's that. I would honestly say the 5 stars are your best bets. And of course, the last thing I want to talk about is the relics, because the relics are some of the most important stuff that you're gonna have to worry about. This set right here, I think, is the best set to go with, alongside with the Fleet of the Ageless. Now, this set right here, right? Passerby of Wandering Cloud increases outgoing healing by 10%, and then of course the 4-piece at the start of the battle immediately regenerates 1 skill point, which is fantastic because you want to make sure you have enough skill points for your healer. And then in conjunction with this one, increases the healer's or wearer's max HP by 12%. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, all allies' attack is increased by 8%. Now, of course, you could actually interchange this with this one, the Space Sealing Station. Increases the wearer's attack by 12%. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, the wearer's attack increases by an extra 12%. This could be big for Luocha because of how it's going to increase the healing. So honestly, I might even say, run this 4-piece Passerby of Wandering Cloud and then roll Space Sailing Station. But if you really want to just work with what you got, Musketeer of Wild Wheat actually works really well because of the fact that you're getting that attack increased by 12%. And then of course, 4-piece gives you the wearer's speed increased by 6% and basic attack damage increased by 10%. Why does that work so well? Because Herta Space Station, again, if you get to 120 speed or higher, you're getting an extra attack boost of 12%. But I still say Passerby of Wandering Cloud and Space Sealing Station. Overall here, Luocha is a really good healer. I'm not going to tell you not to summon for him, but I am already like invested in Bailu as my healer. So for me, I don't see a reason to summon for him. But with the abilities like he has, there's a reason why people are going to be summoning for him. He is a great healer. Very great healer that's based off of attack percentage, and I'm all for it. Now, of course, y'all, that's going to be it for today's video. If you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. And of course, leave a comment. Would love to hear you guys' opinions. But that's going to be it. Love you all to death. And as always, we will catch you guys in the next video. Please take care and be safe.